Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. On the mound for Detroit is Dave Rozema, whose record is 6-3 with a 2.59 ERA. And pitching for the Orioles today is Randy Jones, whose record is 6-5 with a 4.65 ERA. Okay, so we just swept the Brewers, winning 3 in a row now, and 4 out of our last 5 on the road. 4 out of 5 for this whole month of June so far. So a much-needed sweep. We need a little bit of a boost here. We're putting up runs, but our starting pitchers have been poor, and we've been struggling to get through 6 innings. Jack Morris got the win in yesterday's game. Didn't really deserve it. He gave up a grand slam to Charlie Moore. And then we came back the very next inning, and Kirk Gibson hit a grand slam. So not a bad performance from our offense. Mickey Hatcher went 4 for 5 in the game. And as I mentioned, Gibby had a home run. Hatcher had his 10th home run of the season, team-leading 10th home run. So it was a big game for us. And now that we head to Baltimore to face the second-place team, take a look at the standings here. We're 2.5 games up on them. So if we can at least win one of these 3 games, then we'll maintain the lead going into the draft that is coming up on, right there, on the 10th. So that's our goal. We need to get one of the 3 of these games, and I'll feel pretty good about that. Coming into our next homestand where we face the Indians. So, all right, Dave Rozema on the mound. Looks like the Orioles are batting .258 against him this season. In their career. The current lineup for today, and so I feel good about that. Rozema struggled this year against Baltimore. We'll show you those stats coming up. We do have all of our bullpen available today. You can see here that Brian Kelly had a inauspicious major league debut, giving up a run, actually 2 runs, I believe it was, in 2/3 of an inning. So not a great performance. Let's take a look here at the Tigers lineup today. We are facing another lefty, Randy Jones. And so Mark Wagner will be in there at short. Trammell was listed as tired, so we're going to sit him anyway. But he would have been at first base today. We'll get Greg Brock back in there. Third base will be Guy Sularz, and then we've moved Mickey Hatcher to the DH role for today's game. So a little bit of jostling to the lineup against the lefty Randy Jones. Okay, let's do the Tigers' official lineup rundown. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second in left field is Rickey Henderson. Batting third and DHing today is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth in center field is Andre Dawson. Batting sixth in right field is Kevin Bass. Batting seventh at first base is Greg Brock. Batting eighth, playing third base is Guy Sularz. And batting ninth at shortstop is Mark Wagner. Here is Randy Jones. We just saw him last series. And he took the loss in his last start against Detroit, going 7 1/3, giving up 10 hits, 5 runs. He had 5 Ks in that game. We also faced him back on May 16th, in which he got the win. And he went 7 in that game, giving up 7 hits and 4 runs. 7 strikeouts by Randy Jones against the Tigers that day. So taking a look at his overall stats, remember, he's number 5 in a yearly salary with that $1.55 million salary for this season. So he's got 1 complete game and opponent batting .329 against him. So I like our chances getting a few hits today. You should take a look at the Orioles defensive alignment. Again, taking a look at left field and right field. Both of those are poor defensively with Luzinski in left and Singleton in right. And Sweet Lou leading off against Randy Jones, 2 for 6 in his career, and batting .323. And there we go. That's the way to start it off. Home run number 8, and home runs in consecutive games for Lou. Lou had the third Tigers home run in yesterday's game. He had a 2-run shot, and now he's got 8 and has the third most home runs on the team. So 1-0 Detroit. Here is Rickey Henderson. Henderson walks. We did try to have Henderson steal yesterday, and he was caught stealing. So he's 14 of 29 on the season. We're just going to have Sticky Mickey hit and run here. Base hit up the middle. Henderson will go, oh, come on, Rickey. I mean, it was a hit and run, and Henderson holds at second. All right, so first and second, there's nobody out. Here's Lance Parrish batting .338 versus left-handers, and he hits a grounder to first. An easy double play, a 3-6-1 double play. Henderson standing on third, and that'll leave it up to the lowly Andre Dawson, batting .175, batting .200 overall. And as expected, he nubs it back to Jones, and Jones throws it away. Dawson on second. Tigers have a 2-0 lead as Henderson scores on the error by Randy Jones. We'll take it. We'll take all the help we can get. And then Kevin Bass jacks it into left, caught on a line by the Bull, Greg Luzinski. And we go to the bottom of the first, 2-0 Detroit. Let's do the Orioles lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing center field is Omar Moreno. Batting second and DHing is Alan Bannister. Batting third at shortstop is Robin Yount. Batting cleanup, playing first base is Eddie Murray. Batting fifth in left field is Greg Luzinski. Batting sixth at third base is John Castino. Batting seventh in right field is Ken Singleton. Batting eighth and catching is Ray Smith. And batting ninth, playing second base is Wayne Krenchicki. Dave Rozema on the mound. Let's take a look at his log. Let's get right at the log. He got a no decision against Baltimore in his last start. He went 6 innings. Gave up 3 earned runs, 4 overall, 8 hits. Not one of his better performances. As I mentioned, got the no decision. And then back on May 15th, he took the loss in an 8-inning complete game. 2 runs given up, 5 hits, much more like how Rosie normally pitches, but still not good enough to get the win. So take a look at his overall stats. Opponents are batting .217 against him. He's hardly walking anybody. Pretty amazing stats. But his record's only 6-3. And I think that's because we just really struggle getting him beyond 6 innings. Here is the Tigers' defensive alignment. We got Sularz at third with that 92 rating. I like that defensively. He's going to have to cover some extra ground with Wagner at short instead of Trammell today. Okay, Omar Moreno, speedster leading the American League in stolen bases, leads off with a base hit, and you know he's going. 94 speed. I know we're not going to get a double play here. We're going to pull third base in, though, just in case he tries to lay down a bunt. No, it's a hit to right. So back-to-back singles to start off the game for the Orioles. Definitely unlike Dave Rozema. We're going to play back. We'll take a double play, give up the run. A lot of speed in the base pass, though, as Robin Yount steps in. There's a ground ball to second. Run scores. Tigers could not turn 2. It's a slow roller, and it's 2-1 Orioles. 1 down now. Runner on first. Another chance for a double play as Murray hits a ground ball to first. And Brock cannot turn it. He just steps on the bag for the second out. So the tying runs in scoring position for Greg Luzinski. I mean, this is tough back-to-back with the 4 and 5 hitters batting .361 and .332 with 22 home runs between them. Rozema walks him, so he's given up 2 hits and a walk. Again, these are very un-Rozema-like. That'll bring up John Castino. There's a ground ball to third, and Sularz tosses him out. Tigers hold on to the lead, stranding 2. We go to the top of the second. It's 2-1 Detroit. Greg Brock will lead off the inning. Brock batting .163 versus lefties. We don't like to start him versus lefties. I would have had Trammell in there, as I mentioned before, but we need to give him a break, give Brock a shot here as he grounds out to third. And then Sularz, who's 1 for 1 as a Tiger, he had a pinch hit single, flies out to deep center field. And one of the unsung heroes of the team this year, here's Mark Wagner shooting a line drive right at the first baseman, Murray, for the third out. So 1-2-3 inning, we go to the bottom of the second. We have Singleton, Smith, and Krenchicki. 7, 8, and 9 due up. Singleton, ground ball to first. Brock makes the play, 1 down. Catcher Ray Smith batting .204 versus right-handers. Hits a routine ground ball to Whitaker. And with 2 down, Wayne Krenchicki comes up and pulls it into right field for a base hit. Krenchicki only batting .253, but he always touches up Tigers hitting. That was the third hit for Baltimore as Moreno steps in, and Krenchicki, of all players, was going, and he was tossed out. So he's 6 out of 8 on the season. That was the third out. So we go to the top of the third inning. Sweet Lou leading off. He led off the game with the home run. For whatever reason, he cannot hit right-handers, and has just been battering around all the left-handers he's faced as he flies out to left. 1 down. Next up is Rickey. Rickey strikes out looking on a slow curveball. 72-mile-an-hour curve. That's going to bring up Mickey Hatcher, who grounds out to third, and that'll do it for the Tigers half. So maybe both pitchers are settling in here. We go to the bottom of the third. Moreno was up when Krenchicki was thrown out stealing, so he'll lead it off. He grounds out to short as Wags guns him down at first. Alan Bannister up next with a base hit to left field. 4 hits for the Orioles. Once again, looking for a double play here. Instead, Bannister steals second on a sidearm curve. It's got to be, that is his 4th steal, 4 out of 9. And he had none last year. Oh, he had 7 combined, I see. So, yeah, for whatever reason, base runners are getting good jumps on Rosie. 1 down, runner in scoring position at second for Robin Yount, who hits a ground ball to Wags. Bannister was running on the play. That was a risky move as Bannister's safe at third. So 2 down for the cleanup hitter, Hall of Famer Eddie Murray. And Murray nibs it back to Rosie, and Rosie tosses him out. We go to the top of the fourth. 2-1 Detroit still, with Lance Parrish leading off. Parrish hasn't hit a home run in forever as he flies out to left field, almost to the warning track. Andre Dawson up next. Hey, a base hit to left. It seems like whenever he dips under 200, he'll bounce back with a hit. So he stays above the Mendoza line. We're not going to go for 2. We're not going to fall for that. We're going to let Kevin Bass swing away, batting .357 from the right-hand side against lefties. And he flips it to right. That'll carry deep enough for Singleton to make the play. 2 down for Greg Brock. And Brock gets a hold of it. Hits a sharp liner right at the shortstop. And that'll do it for the Tigers. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers do not have a hit since, the first inning? Oh, well, I guess Andre Dawson's hit, of course, in the last inning. So Rosie's going to face the bull, Greg Luzinski, who grounds out to Sweet Lou. Bull to Lou. John Castino up next. Goes Oppo for a base hit. 5 hits now for the Orioles. Let's make it 6. Singleton, base hit into center field. First and second now. We have the catcher up. And Singleton on first with that 62 speed. So this should be a potential double play, I would think. Grounder right to third. That's why Sularz is in there. Double play. 5-4-3. Good job by Guy. We go to the top of the 5th. With Guy Sularz leading off, you make a good play, you lead off the inning. And he pops it up. To Yount at short, 1 down. Mark Wagner up next. Flipping it into right center field. That's going to fall in for a hit. There we go. Little duck snort. Do we go for 2? I think we got to risk it here in the 5th. No, 1 down. Let's see. We're going to do it against Singleton. Oh, come on. 50-50 is not a 50-50 chance. It's like 90-10. I mean, he's got above average speed. I don't know. With Singleton's terrible arm out there. Poor defensively. Oh, we're going to get another shot at it, though, aren't we? As Lou dumps it into right center field for a hit. Yeah, we're not gonna risk it again. Oh Lord! All right. What's Whitaker's steal percentage? 66%. We're gonna say no. We're gonna let Rickey swing away. He's walked and struck out, and now he's got a hit into center field. So that's 3 consecutive hits for the Tigers. That would have scored a run if we hadn't got greedy with Wagner. This is the guy we want up there, though. Mickey Hatcher betting .331 with 10 home runs on the season. And he gets good wit on it. Not good enough as he flies out to right center field. So we leave 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Detroit. Rosie only at 48 pitches. But he's given up 6 hits. We've seen him struggle a little bit today. Another ground ball to Sularz. It makes it a routine play. 1 down. Omar up next. A grounder to second. Whitaker tosses him out. Infield's playing pretty solid today. Another grounder to second. And Whitaker tosses him out. Okay. Both pitchers, both starters have really settled in. No runs since the first. Tigers maintain a 2-1 lead. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Player of the game so far has to be Whitaker with the leadoff home run. And he's got a single, so he's 2 for 3 with the RBI. Okay, so Lance Parrish leading off against Randy Jones, striking out looking. 2 Ks for Randy Jones. Andre Dawson up next. Grounder to second. Krenchicki throws him out. Lead up to Kevin Bass, 0 for 2 on the day. And he grounds out to Yount at short. Game's moving along. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Rosie's got Yount, Murray, and Luzinski. Yount will lead it off with a base hit up the middle. Leadoff man is on. Will Yount be going? We'll see here. Eddie Murray up. Murray base hit to center. Yount holds. Okay, 8 hits now against Rozema. That's as many as was in the last game against Rosie from Baltimore. Okay, we're going to keep our fingers crossed for a double play. Rosie does throw a lot of ground balls. Bulls up. Pops it up on the infield. Infield fly rule, in effect. There's one down. Okay. John Castino up next. We're going to pull the third baseman in. I don't think he will bunt, but he could bunt. Ground ball to Wagner. It's short. And the Tigers turn 2. 6-4-3 double play. We go to the top of the 7th. Greg Brock leading off against Randy Jones. Brock 0 for 2 on the day. Popping it up on the infield. Castino with his 97 defense at third makes the catch. Next up is Guy Sularz. Sularz grounds out to his third base counterpart. 2 down now. And then Mark Wagner pulls it down the left field line, and the play is made by Luzinski. We're going to the 7th inning, the bottom of the 7th. Rosie's at 79 pitches. And man, I feel like we need to push him one more inning. This could come back to haunt us. We got Singleton up. He's 7 for 17 against Rosie. A grounder. Oh, that gets past Whitaker at second. Oh, that seemed like a for sure out. 9 hits now against Rozema. Here's the catcher, Ray Smith. He's already grounded into a double play once. This time it's to Sularz and another double play. Great job by Sularz. 5-4-3 double play. And I think that's where we're going to draw the line for Rosie. Good job by Rozema today. We're going to bring in George Capizzello. ERA under 1. He's going to face Wayne Krenchicki, another lefty. Lefty on lefty. Krenchicki batting .286 versus left-handers. Hits a line drive into center field. Caught by Dawson for the third out. So good job. Rosie is the pitcher of record for Detroit at this point. We go to the top of the 8th. Sweet Lou leading off. Lou 4 for 9 against Randy Jones now. Jones almost to 100 pitches. As Whitaker grounds out to second base. Next up is Rickey Henderson, 1 for 2 with a walk. Skies it to center field. Wow, it's deep. 364 feet. 2 down now for Hatcher. And there's a base at the center field. Hatcher is unbelievable. He really is. 2 for 4 now in the day. And that's going to leave it up to Lance Parrish to get something going. We need to get a 2-out rally here. And a weak ground ball to Yount it short, and that'll do it. Okay, we go to the bottom of the 8th. We got 6 outs to get. We're going to leave Cappy in there to go against Omar Moreno. And then we're going to bring in a righty. Moreno up first. Slams it to center. Dawson tracks it down. There's 1 out. Good job by Cappy. We're taking him out. We are going to bring in Tom Hume to get these next 2 outs. Hume definitely overpitched at this point. Okay, one down. Here's Alan Bannister. Bannister strikes out on a pitch that was at the brim of his batting helmet. There's two down. Is that the first strikeout today by a Tiger pitcher? Okay, two down. Here's Robin Yount, dangerous hitter. A ground ball to Brock at first, and Brock steps on the bag. This is quite the different game than we had in Milwaukee. It's 2-1, top of the ninth. We've got Dawson, Bass, and Brock due up. Randy Jones still in the game. 113 pitches. Dawson popping it up to short. At least he had a hit today. 1 for 4 on the day. Kevin Bass up next. Bass flies out to center. Randy Jones listed as tired. We need something here from Greg Brock. Weak ground ball to first. I guess that technically was something. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's Eddie Murray, Greg Luzinski, and John Castino. And we're bringing in our right-handed closer, Roger Weaver. We've seen this before. We're going to take one more look at him. 0-4 is his record with a 2.10 ERA, 7 saves. He's got 1 bluey, so he's 7 out of 8. More importantly, though, opponents are batting 193 against him. And if you look at his splits, he actually gets righties out at a 167 clip. So, this is a natural decision here. Eddie Murray's switch hitter, though, and a tough one at that. 0 for 3 against Weaver in his career. And Weaver jams him, popping it up on the second base side of second base. There's one down. Okay, Greg Luzinski's up next, and he walks him. So that's the tying run on first. Weaver does walk a lot. That is a lot of his problem with his 0-4 record. And then he strikes out Castino right down the pipe. There's 2 down. And now it's Kenny Singleton. Singleton 2 for 3 on the day, batting .318 versus right-handers. I don't think on an extra base, on a double, I don't think Luzinski's going to score. So we're not going to guard the lines. We're going to play straight away against Ken Singleton. And Singleton pops it up. This should be the ball game. Wagner calls for it. And the Tigers win 2-1. All the runs were scored in the first inning. And the Tigers hold on to get the victory, winning 4 in a row. We just needed to get the hell out of May. So no trade offers. We'll look at the standings. That's going to move the Orioles to 3.5 back, as they're 3-7 in their last 10. They're still missing. I didn't do this. I meant to do this to show Stephen and any of those who are interested the Orioles statistics here, their contracts that are expiring, the top prospects. Jim Palmer is injured. He'll be back right around the same time as Dan Petrie. Okay, so you saw that there. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the transactions. Another trade. Holy cow. What is going on? They're trading Mike Flanagan. Oh, because they're projected to lose $500,000 this year. That doesn't make any sense, though. They need pitching. Let's look at Flanagan. So he goes to the Cubbies. He was their number 5 starter. Who do they have? I guess they're going to bring McGregor back into the starting role. And they get Juan Castillo back. So this is a salary dump. I mean, they got Robin Yount at short, so he's in single A. And they're also sending them $1 million in cash money homes. That's a lot of money. So that's what they did. They were almost at zero cash. And Mike Flanagan was the odd man out at $1 million salary, basically. He was going to arbitration at the end of the year. Okay, I mean, that's a really smart move by the game. Good AI on that. Dan O'Brien is a pitcher for the Braves who is going to be out for almost 3 months. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and or subscribe. Tomorrow we'll take a look at the Orioles pitching staff because they have got to be pretty close to being out of pitchers. Lou Whitaker, player of the game, probably could have been Dave Rozema. He gave up a lot of hits, though. Didn't even strike anybody out either. So it's going to be Sweet Lou. Congrats to Lou. Leadoff home run. Really more than what we needed to win that game with the way the bullpen came through for us. Rosie goes to 7-3. Roger Weaver gets his 8th save. And Randy Jones, hard luck loser, goes to 6-6. So that's it. We're going to come back tomorrow with game 2 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.